What's up? What's up? What's up, peoples? What's everybody doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Who wins a fight in their prime? Bob Saget or Gary Busey? Gary Busey. Yeah. I don't even know why we're having even that conversation, to be honest with you. Welcome in to another night. I know. You guys are confused. You guys still haven't figured out. I switched from Thursdays to Fridays off, so here I am on a Thursday. We'll see if anybody knows to show up tonight. People are so used to me taking Thursdays off. We'll see. Let us see. Oh, it's really not for having the 3-day weekend. It's because I have things I have to do on Friday now. I have to do dad stuff on Fridays. Not have to. I get to do dad stuff on Fridays. I get to do dad stuff on Fridays, which is super fun. Which I love. Honestly. I think it's awesome. So, yeah, it just makes it better. Yeah, Kataya, again, we were just talking about that. I'm no longer taking Thursdays off. I'm taking off Fridays. So yes, I'm on tonight. I felt like this was going to be a problem tonight. I was like, no one's going to show up because nobody listens to me. Even though I've said this like a dozen times, nobody listens to me. So yeah, no one listens to me. Everybody's just like, oh, I thought you take Thursday. No, I take Fridays off now. Starting this week, I'm taking Fridays off. Yeah, I have dad stuff to do on Fridays for the foreseeable future. And so Thursdays are now the day off. And I used to take Thursdays off because I would have date night on Thursdays. But luckily we're just gonna have to find another date night. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I don't know. I'm just figuring. I'm just holding on over here. This is what I'm talking about. See, these are the comments that I need for the day, right? The problem is not the thing is not the hardest part, truly, is keeping my daughter out of politics. That's actually been the hardest part, truthfully. You know, with me being so like involved in it and you know, and of course her being at the house with, you know, Ari and her being so involved and all that sort of stuff, right? It's like I have to be like, sweetheart, you're too young. Like just give it a couple years. Like just we'll get you all ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll make sure you are set the hell up. It is going to be permanent Thursdays or permanent Fridays. I'll be on permanently on Thursdays from now on, and I will permanently be temporarily permanently. You know what I'm saying? Like temporarily permanently. So If that makes sense. I will say that I am in a... Exactly, Corey. Exactly. 100%. Exactly. You know what I'm in the mood for today? You know what I'm in the mood for today? I'm in the mood for some bingo. What do y'all know about bingo? I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my Discord. Actually, I think we're gonna go hot with bingo tonight. I hadn't even planned on this. Like, honestly, I hadn't. But I just, I'm in a good mood, and I think we should do a bingo night tonight. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, for you guys that aren't familiar with bingo, when we go live for bingo, if you are a member, paid member on YouTube or paid, subscriber on TikTok, and you're in the Discord space for subs and members, then you can play bingo. And if you get a bingo, I send you free merch. It's that simple. Pretty fun. So y'all, if y'all are here, guess what? Bingo is live. So if you guys win bingo tonight, we're going to pick out some merch and we're going to send it. I don't even know what we're sending out today, but that's okay. We're going to send out something. Pixie won bingo last month, and she's telling me in my Discord right now that she wore her hoodie to go pick up her meds. Pixie, I hope you're feeling better, since I know you just had surgery. But she won a hoodie right before she had surgery, and she was going to pick up her meds, and somebody said, "Oh my gosh, I watch Poly Politics on YouTube." Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? People are wearing free merch out and getting recognized. That's pretty cool. I think that's super awesome. I think that's super, super cool. I think that's super, super fun and cool. I don't know. It's funny because people, that's probably like the 5th or 6th time that somebody's told me like they've been wearing my merch out and they've been recognized, like wearing the merch, and they're like, hey, like, oh, I watch Pauly too. You know how many times I've been recognized in public? 0. I like it that way, though. I like it that way. People get recognized wearing my merch. I don't get recognized at all. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. I enjoy that. All right, y'all. We're about to get this thing started and get this thing moving forward. We're about to get this thing started. Where can you buy merch? That's a great question. I do have a merch shop open in I have a merch shop that is open in my link tree in my bio. And yeah, you can check out my new merch. That one's a brand new one. I just opened up that merch shop too. So if you would like to get some merch, that is the place to do it. Oh, VJ, no, I don't want to get recognized at all. I'm very happy not being recognized. That is the best. It's awesome to me. I like to keep it exactly that way. All right. Well, might as well get this thing started, huh? Might as well get this thing moving. Y'all, if y'all are new to this space, welcome in. This is where we have conversations. I am not here to Phil Bro debate you. Really, that's boring and old to me. Okay? I'm here to have conversations with real people about real things. Okay? Truth of the matter. If you come up here like, oh, you're not going to debate me, you're scared. Yes, I'm terrified. I will hang up the phone immediately. Your little scare tactics do not work on me. Okay? I could not care less. All right? I'm here to have real conversation. So if you're a Trump supporter and you're ready to have a real conversation, then come have a real conversation. If you're not coming here to have a real conversation, then that's fine too. Just don't try to come up here and freaking try to like Phil Bro debate me, because I won't do it. I'll just hang up the phone on you. It's literally that simple. That is the cool thing about having my own platform, is that I get to choose who I talk to and who I don't talk to. It's pretty awesome. And if I just choose not to talk to you, I just won't do it. Wild, huh? Just wild. So anyways, we're going to move on and keep this thing going. And open up these phone lines, open up the get multi-guest request box. I don't see anybody in the multi-guest request box that's worth talking to. So we'll get this thing moving. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? That guy called about 40 times to do something that 100 people have done on this live. Isn't that crazy? To have such little of a sad life that, you know, you're like, I'm going to freaking spend. That dude called like 40 times just to do something that so many people have done. Like the most unoriginal shit ever. Just to be unoriginal. It's pretty cool. But hey, you know what? If you're just trying to announce to the world that you get none, then that's fine, dude. I get it. If that's your goal, you could have just said it. Yeah, exactly. Corey, exactly. At least be original in your racism. That is a spot on the bingo card. That is a spot on the bingo card. It definitely is. What's up?
Hello? You fucking nigger Jew. Fuck Jews. Fuck Jews.
Wow, we're doing great so far. We got all the winners calling in today. This is doing great. Must be a thirsty Thursday or something. Hello, how are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. A few things I don't like he does, but I still support him.
All right. Why do you support him?
I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. Actually, honestly, I'm surprised I even got on the phone with you. You're usually busy. I used to see you on TikTok all the time. Surprised you're still doing the show. But
why would I not be doing the show?
Doing with a lot of people. I have no idea. You just need money.
Well, it has nothing to do with money, sir. You're still calling. And it sounds like if you've been watching me for a long time and you're a Trump supporter, it sounds like you're kind of wavering in your support. Actually, my stance is getting much stronger and yours is getting much weaker. It's actually really funny, as you know, like you said, I've been doing this for a long time, and about, 6 months ago, even 8 months ago, like all that sort of stuff, right? Every time I talk to someone, say, hey, do you support Trump? They're like, yes, 100%, Trump's the best. And now even you're up here like, oh, well, there's some things I like that he does. There's other things I don't like that he does and all sorts of stuff. Every single Trump supporter seems to be losing their faith in the cause. It's kind of strange.
No, I've never lost my faith in the cause. I always thought he would be better than Kamala. I mean, considering they, completely.
I didn't ask you if you thought he was better than Kamala Harris. I asked you if you supported him. Why are people still worried about Kamala Harris? The election was in November, right?
Well, so let's start with the first thing. I live in Texas, and the border issue that we have is extremely detrimental right now. I don't think anybody has any concept of how bad it was.
All right, how bad was it?
Like yourself, how bad was it? You know how many people came in the last few years?
I absolutely
when Biden
do.
was in office?
Yeah.
Yes. So.
But that doesn't answer my question at all.
That doesn't just affect people here in Texas. That affects everybody, considering all the
that doesn't answer the question, sir. You asked me how many people had come in. I didn't say that was in any way a bad thing.
Well,
I just asked. You just asked me what it was. So what was bad about it?
Let's take a great example of why illegal immigration is bad.
Hold on, sir. I didn't say that illegal immigration was good, so I don't know why you're trying to argue that.
You said it in the past, and what?
No, I didn't. I have never said that illegal immigration is good.
That's okay. Well, whatever you think you said, that's completely wrong. I've watched you for years.
Gotcha. So I do this every single day, and I make immigration arguments every single day, but I don't know what I say, but apparently you do.
So what do you think about it then?
Sir, I'm still asking you what was wrong with the border. That's all I asked.
There's a lot of things wrong. Okay,
then why can't you explain it?
Let's use it as a metaphor. Okay, let's say you're having
Why
a
do a metaphor?
party, right?
Sir, you said you live in Texas. The border is a big issue. It's been horrible over the last few years. Why can't you just explain to me and articulate why the border was bad?
Every time I try to speak, you like to talk over me. So
no, sir, you just not explaining anything about how the border was bad. You're just saying you say illegal immigration is bad, or you say this, or I've fought you for 1,000 years, or whatever you've been saying. I'm asking you a very direct question. Just answer the question. Sir, I'd be happy to stop talking. I've tried stopping talking 3 times for you to answer the question. You refuse to do it. So just.
It's funny because I'm watching the YouTube comments right now. Anyways.
I could care less what you're watching. Would you like to go back to them?
Let me speak. Excuse me, sir.
No.
I'm speaking.
No, you're not. So would you like to go back to the comments? Because I can remove you back to them. I can remove you. Is that what you prefer? If you'd like me to, if you'd prefer for me to just send you back to the comments so you can read them, then that's fine. Yeah, you're muted right now. No one can hear you. You can do whatever you want, but no one can hear you right now. Because I muted you across all of my platforms because I got tired of you talking over me. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you for the... Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you for the final time what was so wrong with the border, and then you can directly answer the question. And if you don't want to do that, then you can go back to the YouTube comments that you were so excited to be about, okay? All right, cool.
You invited 10 people to come to your party, right? And instead of 10 people showing up, you have 2,000 people show up. What happens at that party? You have things.
You have a bomb-ass party?
Bad things that happen. Huh?
You have a bomb-ass party. Yeah, that would be probably the most. That'd be probably the most epic party like that ever existed. What are you talking about? You thought you were gonna have 10 people show up to your birthday party, and then all of a sudden there's 2,000 people showing up. First of all, you're a lot more popular than you thought you were, right? Awesome, that's pretty cool. There's some cool people. There might be some celebrities there or some musicians. Probably somebody opening up a band. I bet you the bar is gonna be off the chain. I bet that would be a pretty dope party. Yeah, especially since you're trying to use a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
This party is probably in some type of convention center, okay, which is super cool.
Okay,
so
you're not understanding the metaphor.
Well, sir, because I don't want you to speak in metaphors. I already told you that directly, that I don't give a fuck about your metaphor. I just want you to answer the question directly.
And I've been trying to answer it. Let's say
you have
2,000 people show up at your house and they steal stuff from your house. They cause violence. They cause destruction. I've been to a party like this before where 2,000 people showed up to the house and half of the stuff in the house was stolen. Xboxes, guns.
You were at a party. You were at a residential house party where 2,000 people showed up.
This was a long time ago. Yes.
Oh, well, a long time ago. Well, that makes it make more sense.
I mean, it should not make sense. Okay, anyways.
It doesn't at all. You're correct.
Show up and you have unvetted people that don't have any documents whatsoever, right?
Sir, why would you need documents to go to a party? Have you never actually been to a party? I'm sorry, I've never been to a party where I needed documents to get in.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I don't know if you're like special ed or something like that.
No, again, I am trying to explain to you. I don't understand how I could be any more clear while directly telling you this, okay? Your metaphor is fucking stupid. Okay? Which is why I don't, sir, be quiet. Which is why I don't want you speaking in metaphors. Okay? Because you're very bad at them. Okay? So instead of speaking in metaphors, just directly answer the fucking question.
Let's say you have hundreds of
and he goes right back into a metaphor. Jesus fucking Christ. Do you know what a metaphor is? By the way, this isn't a metaphor. I'm pretty sure this is a hypothetical.
Let's say you have a bunch of people coming in, 6.3 million people to be exact, over the last 4 years. and they don't have documents to prove who they are.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
What are you supposed to do about that?
Well, you should create better laws.
Your honest opinion. Huh?
You should create better laws.
You need better laws.
Yeah, more border patrol agents would probably be good. You know, like more technology at the border, like
so
all of that stuff.
Point, and that's exactly what Trump did.
No, sir,
So
that's exactly what Biden
tried
tried to do in 2023 but Donald Trump stopped him.
Not.
Yes,
funny.
he did.
That's funny that you say that.
Have you heard of the Langford bill, sir?
All the Democrats. That's why all the Democrats teamed up with him when they had sanctuary cities, and they said, "Bring them in, bring them in." You know what?
Sir, have you heard of the Langford bill?
Yes, of course I have.
Okay, so when you said that the Biden administration didn't try to do all those things, you're lying to everybody because you know that they did.
So if he was
yes or no, sir. Yes or no, sir. If you've heard of the bill, if you heard of the bill, sir, if you heard of the bill, then you know under the Biden administration that the Biden administration tried to add more border patrol agents, that they tried to add more protections at the border, that they tried to add more technology at the borders, they tried to even build a wall, even though I don't think that would have helped much or whatever. They tried to do all of those things and they were stopped by Trump. So why would you think that I would disagree with strong border protections and strong border laws? They would have completely revamped the way we did asylum in this country. It would have actually made it stricter for you to be able to get into asylum, which would have limited the amount of asylum seekers in this country. All of the things that were happening with that bill would have restricted and done all of the things that you wanted done, but it didn't happen in 2023. So what you're really saying is that Donald Trump stopped our border laws from being able to be changed. He stopped border protections from going in place. And now that he's president, he's trying to reinstitute all the things that he could have done that could have been done 2 years ago to fix it, just because he didn't want to be able to actually run on policy and would rather just run on Biden being bad on the wall or the border.
So then why did it stop here? So you have, let's say you had one bill, right?
There was three bills, actually.
It stopped right there because it was blocked.
Exactly, there was three bills.
Really insistent on trying to stop it, he would have stopped it by doing other things about it instead of just.
Well, he did.
The boat stops here. We can't do anything.
No, he did do other things about it.
Against it.
Yeah, he actually ended up signing executive action to actually limit the asylum seeking, pretty much essentially shut down the border, which actually brought the average of border crossings under the last year and a half of his presidency down below the average under Trump's first administration.
That's hilarious. Where do you live, though? You have no idea what the border looks like.
Sir, why are you ignoring what I'm saying just to say, you don't live at the border? That doesn't change anything, sir. I'm telling you, you said why. Sir, why are you hollering, sir? BetterHelp. If you're going to crash out on a conversation, try BetterHelp.
Dude, nobody's crashed out. The only person that's been going fucking bonkers.
This guy's literally screaming right now, saying he's not crashing out.
It's funny because I recorded this entire conversation.
Sir, every literal single live is recorded and live on YouTube as soon as I get off. You don't need to record it. You can literally go look it up whenever you like.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you want to go play it back yourself, you said more words than I can even fucking comprehend.
No, that's not that's definitely true. I'm probably sure that most of the words I say you can't comprehend.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? I think you're just mad that you guys lost.
I'm not mad, and I didn't lose anything, sir. The only one losing in anything is you in this conversation.
No.
All of the people in this live that actually have to listen to you, they're also losing.
You know what's hilarious?
That is true.
I remember when
you see how he's going completely off on just this crash out ad hom attack now because I just brought up the fact that Joe Biden had an executive order that actually did address the border and how Donald Trump, stopped a border bill that Biden had and all that sort of stuff. It's really funny.
That's why the border was overflowing.
Yeah, it's overflowing because the border is a cup.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know if you haven't taken your meds or what.
No, I've taken them. I take them every day.
Funny? I remember when you were on TikTok before the election, and I remember you as.
Anyways, y'all. Sorry, I'm already tired of hearing him, so I'm just gonna mute him for you guys, and I'll just put my headphones down over there because this little crash out thing is just really this is the first caller of the day, right? And just having a full crash out, bro, if you go give someone a hug, man, touch grass, something, you know what I'm saying? Maybe attempt to get a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you're into, dude. Really, it doesn't bother me. All right. But see, I'm here just trying to talk about politics, and every single time I actually bring up a political point, you talk about how you used to see me on TikTok, which is really cool. A lot of people have seen me on TikTok. I have 60,000 followers there, so that's not really surprising. Okay, you're not special for seeing me on TikTok. Okay, awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the headphones back on and I'm going to unmute you. And I'd like you to respond to the executive action and the actual policy under the Biden administration, which again would have, and then it would have limited more, but also it, eventually did limit border crossings. And explain to me how that's the Biden administration doing nothing.
How is it nothing, doing nothing? Because you said, oh, well, the Republicans blocked it in Congress. The Republicans blocked it, right? And then they basically just said, okay, well, since they blocked it, we can't do anything else about it. So we're not going to go in and pass any other laws. We're not going to do anything else about it. And you keep saying that, oh, well,
That's
they passed
not what I said.
orders. They tried to. But
You
the
don't
thing
pass
is, they
executive
didn't accomplish
orders.
it like Trump did. They didn't accomplish it like Trump did.
You don't pass executive orders. An executive order was signed. And
I mean,
once it was signed, sir, once it was signed, sir, it was signed. Okay. And when it was signed, it reduced the amount of border crossing in this country under the average that it was under Trump's first term. So not only was it done, it wasn't, it didn't.
You do not live here at the border.
Sir, I don't give a flying fuck if you live with one of your ass cheeks in Mexico and the other in the United States and the whole over the fucking fence. I really could not give a shit because we know the number of border crossings, and unless you have some type of ability to sit there and count the amount of people at the freaking border with a little clicker while you're sitting on top of the little wall, and you somehow have the ability to tell which one of those people have documents and which ones don't, which ones are asylum seekers and which not, which ones are undocumented and which ones aren't, which ones are here under visas and which ones not, which is literally impossible. You being at the border doesn't mean fuck all to me.
You basically just proved my point. It's literally impossible to keep track of every single person.
Yes, as a singular person in Texas. Yes, sir. As a singular person.
Prove the point.
All right. Well, he's about to get muted again.
That's the whole point I was making in the.
All right. Well, I'll just mute him again. That's fine. So again, what the point, of course, sir, what I said was there is impossible for a singular person at the border to count everyone. Is Customs and Border Protection a singular person?
Exactly. So how do you expect
Is Customs and Border Protection a singular person?
Obviously not.
Okay, then it's not fucking impossible for them to count people because there's a shit ton of them. You being at the border, you being in Texas doesn't mean a fucking thing unless you are an entire agency whose literal job is to fucking count people. Oh my God, you are a true Neanderthal of a human being.
I'm not on the line begging
Holy
for
shit.
money. At least I'm not on the line begging for money. I have a real job.
Yeah, I also have a real job. Sir, why do you think I don't come on till 7 at night?
This is not a real job. What's your real job?
Yeah,
What's your real
okay,
job?
sir. Anyways, do you have anything of actual intelligence to say? Because this is really just boring now.
I haven't been able to say anything.
Of intelligence, you're 100% correct. Anyways, yeah, guys, I don't come on at 7 o'clock at night because I didn't work all day. If I wasn't working, I'd go on at like 10 o'clock, like a lot of the creators that don't work at home. Anyways, I'm not ready for all you guys yet. Jesus Christ. That dude had 2 brain cells and each of them were fighting for 3rd place. Jesus Christ. That dude gave dumb a bad name, bro. Bro, if I can't count all the people in Texas, then that means no one can. I live here. What a fucking idiot. Anyways, cool. Oh, sorry. Hi, welcome in, everybody. I don't put up with people's shit. Anyways, if you guys support Trump, then call in. I already see a bunch of you guys calling in. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open, super likes, all that super thanks, all those fun things. So if you like to support, that's a great way to support the live. Also, I do have my pay links in my bio, all that fun stuff. So also consider becoming a member or subscriber because we are doing bingo tonight. So I really appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, I know. We're on a great thing. Sorry, sometimes after a while, just talking to someone, I just realize like, oh yeah, I don't have to talk to you. I can just remove you. Forgot about that. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Awesome. Have a good day then. Do. I'm gonna plug in my phone over here. Hello, how are you?
Hi. I was told to call into this.
By who?
So I wanted to talk. The guy.
What guy?
Never mind.
All right. Hello, how are you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I'm sorry. What?
Do you support Trump?
I mean, yeah, I voted for Trump.
I don't care if you voted for him or not. I asked if you support him.
I think it's a little bit complicated because I feel like a lot of people voted for specific ideals that may not represent well nowadays. But that's just a shift of like climate and whatnot. But I
Do
think
you support
objectively-
Trump or not, sir? This is not like a philosophical question. It's a yes or no question.
Nah, I'm too lazy, bro. Peace.
Bye. Bro, do you support Trump? It's like the most simple question. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
What's that?
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes and no.
What do you mean? Yes and no.
Yes and no. I can't really quote any, but first off, I guess, where are you coming from, just out of curiosity?
I'm coming from the upstairs of my house.
Well, I meant, what
Yeah, sir.
what do you
Again,
support?
I'm here to talk to people that support Trump. If you don't support Trump, then I'll just move on to the next person. Thank you.
No, I can't. I mean, I guess I do in the sense of, is pro-business values.
And how is he pro-business?
Giving tax breaks and things like that, helping American businesses.
He's not helping American businesses. American businesses are failing at an epic rate right now. Donald Trump's
Well,
tariffs are literally destroying American business.
I would argue a lot of businesses are failing right now.
Yeah?
Globally, not just American.
Yeah, but specifically, Donald Trump's policies are specifically hurting American businesses.
Well, could you elaborate?
Yeah, his tariffs are literally putting like hundreds of thousands of small businesses out of work right now.
Well, yeah, but, the same could be said for global business.
Sure, I'm not asking about global business. I am talking about how Donald Trump's policies are directly affecting American businesses. Okay? I'm not talking about the climate of business throughout the world. Okay? Has to do with you talking about Donald Trump being good for business. And if Donald Trump's direct policies are directly negatively affecting business, then he's not good for business.
So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that bigger picture here, we're kind of, imagine, we're shooting ourselves in the foot for, I guess, the interest of, think 10, 20 years or so. Now, the issue is, with the current presidential landscape, it's kind of hard to enact a policy that's going to have that lasting impact, without any future politicians. And this has kind of been an issue for a while, where we'll enact policies that directly undo what the last guy did. Does that make sense?
It's not true. It can make sense, but it's not true. Donald Trump has passed. We're still working off of freaking tariff policy and tax cuts for rich people and corporations that are still in place since the last Trump administration, because he put them in permanently and wrote them into our tax code. And the things that he just wrote into our tax code this year are also permanent. Those aren't things that can just be undone by the next president. They are permanent. They're permanent things that are within our tax code now. So it's just simply not true that freaking, the next president just comes in and just can change the thing that's on there. That's not how our tax system works. That's not how our business policy works. That's not how any of this works.
Well, I guess my question to you is, at least in this situation, wouldn't that be a good thing? Being that
you asked me if it's a good thing that Donald Trump's policies that he's implementing that are killing American businesses is a good thing. No.
So that's short term. Like I said, I'm inclined to agree with you in the short term. But if we're thinking, within the next 10, 20 years here,
what is going to be good in the next 10, 20 years?
So we kind of alleviate some of the reliance on foreign businesses and take on, some of the manufacturing domestically.
Manufacturing is significantly down in the United States. Second of all, if you're talking about Donald Trump's tariff policy, that does not create manufacturing. It just raises consumer prices. It doesn't produce manufacturing, because the tariffs that Donald Trump are putting on are not significant enough in which they would actually push somebody to move their manufacturing to the United States, because the cost of labor in those countries is such significantly lower that it does not matter if you put the tariffs on. It just means that prices are higher. And it
So
prices against small businesses out of being able to work.
You're right. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you, but supply and demand, if those costs get too high, eventually we're going to be forced to more or less implement more manufacturing to make up for that.
Yeah, but the tariffs aren't creating prices that are high enough to do that. No, they're just not.
I feel like we're heading in that direction, though.
No, we're not. Donald Trump is actually lowering tariffs on most of the other countries that are around. Again, he threatens these giant tariffs, and then he ends up settling, like the EU, which is still not a full trade deal. But we've actually seen blocks run is 15%. 15% is not enough to create more manufacturing in the United States based off of automobiles in the EU, right? And when we're talking about different tariffs within like China and stuff like that, 30% is the tariff that they pretty much settled on. 30% is not enough to make up for the manufacturing costs that it's happening in Asia in order to bring factories here. It's just not enough. So therefore, it does not matter. The tariff is just raising prices. We're not going to bring the manufacturing here, and people are just going to pay more.
No, I will agree. Like, I think kind of waddling that middle ground is pretty detrimental, in the sense that it doesn't really seem like he's ready to fully commit to the tariffs, but also, not lifting them all the way. I think kind of being in that weird middle area where he's not, fully picking a direction. I do agree with you on the negative effect that's having. But say, if we're talking the original plan with the tariffs, I do think long term that would bring more manufacturing to America.
Yeah, but it won't. It hasn't, it won't, and it isn't going to. Unless you're just saying things that Donald Trump says, but Donald Trump says all sorts of shit that doesn't mean anything.
But that's everyone,
No, that's not just everyone. That's Donald Trump.
See, I mean, I'm not disagreeing. He has, but I would absolutely say that everyone has,
Donald Trump told 30,000 confirmed lies in his first term. 30,000. I think that's averaging like 25 lies a day. Okay? The dude lies every time he opens his mouth.
Yeah,
all right.
Nothing wrong with embellishing the truth a little bit.
No, like, he lies, dude. Either he lies directly or he doesn't. What did he say? They don't know what the fuck they're doing, or whatever he said. Okay? Donald Trump said simultaneously that this was going to bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States, which it hasn't done and has no plan to do. He also said at the same time it was going to lower lower rates on foreign trade deals to be able for us to get manufacturing goods from other countries. You can't do both. Literally, just by the way that he said it, right? He can't do both.
No.
If he's bringing manufacturing back to the United States, then why are we trying to create trade deals in other countries? And if we're trying to create trade deals in other countries, then we're not trying to bring back manufacturing to the United States.
Yeah,
either way, he's lying. Like the whole premise of the idea is either him directly lying or he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm more inclined for the latter.
Me too.
Like a little bit ago, like I feel like he's just unable to fully commit to one direction,
And if that's the case, that's fine. But that means he doesn't know what he's doing. And again, that means he's not good for business.
Yeah. Well, what do you know GDP statistics? I don't. I'm curious if you do.
I do know GDP statistics, but that GDP isn't a direct correlation when it comes to business in this country. Like, I mean, it is a factor, but it's not like our GDP is directly like, oh, if we have a rise in GDP, then all of a sudden our businesses or our economy is doing well, right? Like, we can have rises and falls in GDP that don't directly affect the U.S. economy when it comes to business, right?
Stock market though, stocks don't lie. And
Yeah, they
that's
do.
looking pretty.
Well, not lie, but I mean, do you think that the economy was just spectacular under the Biden administration? Because we had record high stock market rates for like every freaking quarter for like the last like 2.5 years Biden was president. But most people would say that that the economy wasn't doing great.
What do you think about, this is kind of off topic here, but the Epstein thing, like the elephant in the room?
That was a switch.
Yeah,
Thought we were talking about business here.
Why that popped into my head.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. We all know what that is. That is, he's in the files, and that's pretty much all it is. But, anyways, man, I'm gonna move on to the next callers. After that pivot, I think I'm good. But have a good one.
Sounds good.
All right, let's move on to the next person. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. Brandon, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. Shay, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. And Taurus with the 5 gifted. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Taurus. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted members over here. Make sure if you're a member, you're in there playing bingo today. We are playing bingo for a merch giveaway today, so make sure you're there. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Taurus. And Shay, thank you so much. I love your show. Hope you're feeling better today. I am feeling a lot better today. Well, besides these callers. Goodness gracious. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We do this every single night but Friday. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 44.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Yeah, sure. What's that?
Why is that?
Well, I mean, basically, he's really gonna probably take over everything after he takes over the reserve, and with AI leading ahead of China, along with crypto, the whole crypto thing that he has going on with the he's gonna secure a token basically for the country, and after he does that, he'll replace the reserve and be able to pretty much control everything. He'll be the richest man soon.
Gotcha. So you support Trump because Trump is using political power to make himself rich. That makes sense.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
how else can we compete with China?
Great way to support. Great thing to do. Like, just okay, let's have a president that is literally in the presidency to enrich himself.
China has been making moves for like 20 years to further their cause in AI, and their country's coming up. But we change leadership every 4 years, and so it's hard for us to be in a certain direction. So, if they get together and he never leaves, then he'll be able to pretty much just take over the world.
Gotcha. So how's Russia's economy doing?
What's that?
How's Russia's economy doing?
Russia? I'm not sure about Russia. I don't follow Russia.
Well, I mean, if you're just making the case that just because you have an authoritarian dictator that doesn't leave office, your country's doing well, then I would like to introduce you to a place called North Korea.
Right, but we're talking about economical superpowers. You have China at the top. Well,
I mean, Russia
China
used to be an economic superpower,
and U.S. in second place, right? And so, in order for the
U.S.
U.S.
is still in first place. U.S. never left first place.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You probably would have to fact check it, but from the research that I've seen, is that China surpassed us.
No, they didn't.
Like a couple of years ago.
Nope, didn't happen.
China's economy is doing a lot better than ours.
How?
What do you mean how?
What do you mean how? You're making a positive claim saying that China's economy is doing better than ours, and I'm asking you how. Like, how is that?
Their global GDP, they have stuff way less expensive. If you look at a luxury car, they're a lot less expensive over there. They're a lot nicer. Their EV system, electric vehicle systems, they're a lot more advanced. That's common
that
over
part
there.
is true. They do have very very affordable electric vehicles there, and we do need to have them here. Unfortunately, if you're trying to catch up on that, Donald Trump just
universal health care over there.
Yeah,
they deal with their homelessness, the unhoused. They deal with them over there. Over here in the U.S.,
they basically made it illegal to be homeless. And
No,
stuff.
no.
We just,
They didn't make it
tried to
illegal to be
sweep it
homeless.
under the rug.
Donald Trump is trying to make it illegal to be homeless. So Joe Biden had like the End Homelessness Act of 2023, which was there to solve homeless, to try to help solve the homeless situation in the United States. The Republicans blocked that, and then we also had things like the EV subsidies that the Biden administration tried to put in through the Chips and Sciences Act, which subsidized U.S. companies and tariffed Chinese companies in order to make sure we made electric vehicles here so that we could compete with them on the electric vehicle global market. Donald Trump just ended that. Yeah. So like all of these things that you're worried about are all policies the Biden administration was trying to fix, and all things Donald Trump or the Republicans stopped.
The thing that nobody's talking about is how Donald Trump's his family owns crypto, right? And you just had the Genius Act that just passed in legislation, and there's two other laws that just passed the House, and they're in the Senate now. But if those pass, then Trump will control basically our secured token here, and he's gonna replace the dollar with that. But nobody's talking about that. That's why he's trying to throw the American economy off so he could drop the dollar, so we can be in a frenzy, and they can replace it with crypto. And when they replace it with crypto, he will because these crypto companies are buying up the security bonds, right? They're like the 17th in the world that has the security bonds. It's these crypto companies. And that's one of my things. How is Trump allowed to own or have any stakes in a secure token when he's the president? Like, nobody's talking about how.
Because he's a crook.
It's insane.
Exactly.
But you're up here supporting him.
Yeah, he's a crook, but that's gonna have the economy, going.
The fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Oh my goodness, that just turned quickly. I don't know what the heck that was. Yo, make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you're turning on those notifications too, so you actually know when I'm going live and when I'm posting content and stuff like that. So make sure you guys are on that. I really appreciate y'all. Mel, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says China's economy is not doing better. They have a lot of civil unrest. They also have a different culture and social views. But yeah, China's government has a better control of what comes in and out. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're trying to argue the advantages of authoritarianism, then yeah, being able to control what goes in and out is, I guess, a good thing. But I don't know. But yeah, no, they're not doing better at all. But thank you so much, Mel, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. As I bring up this color, someone asked about the Discord and the bingo. If you go into my link tree in my bio, or if you go, into my bio, you'll find my Discord. There's a permanent link in there. A lot of times you have to copy it, paste it, put it in there, and it'll go through a verification process on how to join the Discord. And then once you're in there, you put in your sub information, and it'll give you access to the sub-only spaces or the members-only spaces. And in there's a bingo section. You can generate a card, post in there. If you get a bingo, then I send you free merch at the end of the night. That's how it goes. Easy stuff. Hello, how are you?
Doing good.
Awesome. If you guys would like support, I really appreciate you. Please consider becoming a member or gifting members. I really appreciate that. Also, I do have super chats. Like you see, I like to throw them up, have some fun with them, and conversate about them. So if you'd like support that way, I really appreciate that also. All right. Anyway, so how old are you?
27.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I just support what he did in DC, actually.
Why is that?
Because it's actually making people get off their butts just to heal. Because most of the time they just want to. I think it's like it's on some type of ego, some reason. I don't know. But most of the time, people just decided not to, not do anything, don't want to work. and is it's just a addiction, and clearly they need help fixing that. I don't think families or friends could help them what they are what they are right now. So
Hold on. Stand by.
yep.
So you're saying Trump deploying the National Guard is making homeless people go to work?
Not really, because what I heard, like what I seen in the news, like they are getting people out the streets, like put them in shelters, and they decide not to go to the shelter. They just put them in jail. To be honest with you,
Yeah, that's a policy that Donald Trump was advocating for.
insane.
That Donald Trump was advocating before, prior to his presidency. But again, if these people can go to shelters already, that's nothing stopping them from doing that. And if they get sent to jail, they are costing the taxpayers more money. So either they're going to a shelter that's costing. I'm still talking. That they're either literally sending people to prison or they're sending people to shelters. How does that help like homeless people get employment?
But the thing is, like how are you gonna help what they want? Honestly, because most of them they just selfish. They just want more. Like they just want free shit.
Yeah, all those selfish homeless people.
Yeah, because what I seen on the on the news, where X, none of them doesn't even make no sense. But they try to make lazy a good thing, and they think we should people who actually got their mind their life together is at fault. Honestly, in my opinion, I would say those homeless people, they're just lazy. They don't want to do anything. Some old people are a
Oh,
little bit
Jesus
harder.
fucking Christ, dude. First of all, nothing that Donald Trump is doing in DC is doing anything to help the homeless issue that we have in the United States. Let's be very fucking clear on that. Okay. Second of all, Second of all, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. People are lazy, bro. People end up in bad situations. It's lazy. Sir, I'm talking.
Okay.
Did I cut you off? No.
No, yeah, you're right.
Be quiet. Okay. Just say, for some reason, saying that homeless people are lazy. No, I think there was some statistic that said like 60% of people in the United States are like one huge emergency or something like that away from being houseless in this country. Okay. People that work every day, people that are taking to take care of their families. There's some ridiculous percentage of people in this country that literally are one huge like catastrophe away from becoming homeless in this country right now. We're at a record high of like things like credit card debt, and people like insurance is impossible to get in like so many places in this fucking country. But freaking trying to like make the entire like houseless population in this country just going down to people are lazy is, well, really it's a lazy argument. It's a really sad argument too, right? Because really it's nope, still talking. You almost made it. Yeah. Yeah. So trying to bring this down to like, oh, people are lazy or people are drug addicts or people are this or people are that is just ridiculous. We have a problem in this country when it comes to houseless people in this country. And there's many ways that we know that we can solve that problem. We can actually increase social safety nets in this country in order to freaking make sure that people don't go, houseless as much, right? Going to things like universal health care would definitely help to increase our ability to make sure people stayed off the streets because they wouldn't have, be going into crippling debt due to, medical costs and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's tons of ways that we can ensure in this country that people are not houseless, or at least less people are houseless, and help them to get on their feet. What's on top of that, but saying you just agree with jailing people for being houseless, for usually dealing with situations in which they had no control over, or even if they did have some control over, the people that do have control over it need help, right? And like allowing those people to get help and giving the right things in order for those people to be able to get help helps them to be able to move forward. We've shown that things like social safety nets, things like like food stamps and all sort of stuff, giving people food security actually does significantly decrease things like homelessness in the United States and in other countries.
Okay. Can I talk? Hello.
All right. Well, I guess he's gone. Taurus, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Taurus. Taurus with a 10 gifted today. Make sure you guys send W's in the chat if you got a membership from Taurus. I really appreciate that, Taurus. You're absolutely wrecking it. I appreciate you. And Mel said, I'm not a supporter of China or Trump. That guy was just talking dumb and was saying stuff that it was I don't know, slow. I didn't think that you were, Mel. I didn't think that at all. I've seen you in here before. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the super chat and for the support. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello?
Oh, wow. Finally, I'm put in. Your Google's real busy.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, dude, I will say at first when I first started listening to you.
Whoa, calm down there, bud. Calm down. How old are you?
Huh? Calm down.
How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Do you support Trump?
Not Trump, but the Republican Party, yes.
Well, if you really supported the Republican Party, you wouldn't support Trump. So I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to argue with Republicans. Republicans are whatever. It's Trump supporters I'm here to talk to.
So, in a sense, yeah, because some of the policies, I do agree with them. I just, I disagree with him not releasing the Epstein files as promised. That's my main concern as to why I don't like him.
So you're upset about him not doing something that he obviously was never going to do.
I mean, hey, campaign promises at that point, but
actually, it wasn't a campaign promise. Actually, you know how he sued, was it CBS or whatever for the 60 Minutes thing being cut? You do realize that they found out that Donald Trump actually never said he was going to release them. That was just Fox News cutting a video.
Well, at the end of the day, it was a rumor that was spread. He ran off with it. He never declined it either. He, kind of let it run off.
Why would you expect someone who literally was like best friends with him to release files?
Well, I mean, bro, if you want to start talking about facts and stuff like that, I want to backtrack because my original point of the call was, one, your homelessness lies.
Hold on. No, I don't want to backtrack. I'm very good at where I'm at. Okay. Why would you expect somebody who was very, very good friends with Epstein, right? Somebody who, wrote letters, that the guy you hung out at Mar-a-Lago, he did like all those things, right? Someone who literally Epstein used to freaking, traffic girls at Mar-a-Lago, right?
No, why would you expect? I have a rape victim in my family. That's false.
That is not false. Okay, we have
100%
literal
false.
girls
that Google my cousin.
Sir, I don't want to Google your fucking cousin because I'm not talking about your fucking cousin.
Epstein rape victim?
Awesome. So what I was trying to say was that they literally have eyewitness testimony from girls that were working at Mar-a-Lago.
I have the eyewitness. I know the eyewitnesses. She has an NDA from them. He was never out with Trump doing it at Mar-a-Lago. She would have got paid out from Trump, not Epstein. No mention of Epstein. No mention of Trump, I mean. That's false. I have a rape victim in my family. That's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. It's not proven.
Are you done?
I mean, bro, you're trying to tell me, dude, Google my cousin.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, since you're done, I'm going to go ahead and finish what I was saying. So literally, we have girls that have literally said that they worked at Mar-a-Lago. They were hired by Donald Trump, and they worked there, and they were taken from Mar-a-Lago, and they were trafficked by Epstein. Okay, so your cousin has nothing to do with this. Okay,
so that's false. She was giving Epstein actually making massage at his private house.
Do you even know who I'm talking about?
Nothing to do with Mar-a-Lago. Yes, there's no prostitution going on at Mar-a-Lago. It wasn't happening.
I didn't say it was going on at Mar-a-Lago, you ding-dong. That's not what I said.
There was no trafficking to and from Mar-a-Lago. There was no evidence of that.
Sir, that's not what I said.
You just said they brought them from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein.
No.
That's exactly what you said.
That is not what I said. Pay attention.
Okay. I am paying attention.
You're literally yelling and screaming, and you don't even know what the fuck I'm arguing.
I'm yelling? I think you're yelling louder.
Now I am, because
you're wrong the whole night, bro. I've been watching you for the past 30 minutes wrong on everything.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Why do I do this? Like, truly, why do I do this? Why do I listen to freaking, just complete, just imbeciles that I talk to? Literally, this dude is like talking about his fucking cousin. I'm talking about Virginia. Was it Virginia Dufresne? Is that her name? The person who literally just committed suicide and killed herself after being freaking trafficked out of Mar-a-Lago to freaking Epstein Island, right? Because Epstein was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago, which he did all the fucking time. All right. Because they were all friends. All right. Where Donald Trump came out and talked about how, oh, Epstein's a really good guy. Likes women as much as I do. He does like them on the young side. Literally drawn pictures and stuff of freaking girls on love letters he's sending to freaking Epstein. Like literally, we have all this freaking evidence, and this dude is over here fucking screaming about freaking files. Like it's crazy, dude. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. I understand. If I voted for Donald Trump for that and, I got bamboozled, I guess I'd be upset too. So, anyhow. Gouffre. That's right. That's what it was. Gouffre. I said Dufresne. It's Gouffre. My apologies. That's right. Oh, shit. Oh, you're still talking? Oh, I'm not talking over you. I just. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds great, man. Yeah. Yeah. Devin, thank you so much for that $10 super chat. It says this is reparations for dealing with the dumb. I really appreciate that. I know you guys can't hear anything. I muted him a long time ago. I don't know why he's still hollering. He has not stopped screaming for the last 5 minutes. Literally, he is screaming into my headset. Like literally, I've had to turn down the volume on my own headset. He has just been screaming into my headset for the last 5 straight minutes, bro. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, you let me know when you're actually ready to have a conversation and we can do that, okay? Sir, I'm not listening to you. Sir, how could I be wrong about something and I don't even know what you're telling me I'm wrong about? Because I took my headset off because I wasn't listening to you because you're screaming into my ears, about your fucking cousin, okay? I don't want to hear you screaming. I am here to have conversations with people, and I am not here to sit here to listen to you yell, okay?
If it comes off as screaming, it was from my Bluetooth, but I have not.
Okay, well, sir, here's the deal. I, again, am here to have conversations with real people and not here for you to scream, okay? And I'm sure as hell not for you. Okay, well, sir, this is the last chance.
Am I screaming?
I am going to continue talking in my sentence, and if you cut me off again while I'm speaking, I'm hanging up the fucking phone. Perfect. Okay. We were talking about the things that Epstein was doing freaking at Mar-a-Lago, which has already been proven, which there have already been eyewitnesses about. You want to scream about your cousin and all sorts of stuff. And now that you're realizing that you're getting your ass kicked, okay, on the entire thing, which is you almost got close there. Now that you understand that you're getting absolutely dog walked on everything that has to do with freaking Mar-a-Lago and Epstein and all that stuff, now you're trying to switch to a homeless population thing, okay? Which you're trying to talk about.
I called on.
Now you're trying to switch back to a homeless population thing, okay? And talking about freaking drug use, which again, of course, there's drug use, but the majority of drug use actually happens after people have already become homeless because it's something that happens once you're already on the streets. And even in that case, say it was drug use. Right? There's still the best way to fix that drug use is to provide social safety nets for the people that are in that situation so that they can recover from those situations so that they can make their life better, not to jail people for being homeless. That is not a good thing. Hello, how are you?
I'm well, sir. Yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, you're probably not going to like my answer if I'm being honest.
Well, if you support Trump, then obviously I don't like your answer because there's not much reason to support him.
Well,
but why don't you go ahead and give it anyway?
Sure. My answer is because the Bible tells us to honor those who are put in authority over you.
Actually, the Bible does not say that.
It does, and it tells us to pray for those who are put over us because they are put into power by God for a reason.
No, actually, the Bible was specifically referring to the Roman Empire. So actually, when it was written in the Bible, he was saying that this specific government is put over you guys for this exact reason. It is not an all-comprehensive statement. It is not saying that all authority that should be put underneath, that's put over you, should always be, the power in which you should, that you should fall under. It was specifically, I believe, talking about the Romans when it's talking about that part of the Bible, right? And it's saying specifically because of the situation that the Israelites are in at that moment, that they should obey the rule of the Romans during that. Because if that was the case, and you really want to make the claim that all authority, right, that is over you should just be, universal regardless, then the entire idea of the United States as a country violates the Bible, and we should destroy it immediately because the entire United States was built off a rebellion of the authority of the British government.
It was, and I'm not saying that that things don't happen for a reason, right? Everything happens for a reason. At least I firmly believe that. But with the way you are viewing it, right? You're saying it's only for Roman times, or basically was only for that time in biblical age, correct?
No, it wasn't even for biblical age.
Okay.
It was one specific, not even all of Roman times. It was one specific part of Roman control of the Israelites within that part of the Bible.
Okay. All right. Do you not then think with that logic, and would you then not consider that the 10 Commandments are not to be held for all time?
Well, actually, the 10 Commandments was given to all of God's people, so that would be a different thing. In the 10 Commandments, he specifically goes and he talks to the Israelites and says that all people, that everybody should follow the 10 Commandments in that thing. It was a broad statement. When it comes to the respect for the authority of government, it was not a broad statement. It was a direct statement, right? You're making pretty much the difference that says, like, if God came down and said, make sure right now that you obey your current boss at work, and you take that to mean that everybody should always obey their boss at work, right? Those are two different things.
Sure. And I do believe that because, again, I think that we are supposed to honor those that are put in authority over us. And it tells us to pray for those who are put in authority over us, that, hopefully that way they could see the error of their ways kind of thing, if there are errors in their ways. But
yeah. So if that's the case, do you think that the Germans should have just listened to Hitler because he was in authority over them?
I believe that there is a time and place to stand up as a nation, and it wasn't just one people; it was all the nation standing up, kind of thing.
Right, but in that specific situation, right, the Germans were under the authority of the Nazi Party in Germany, and according to the way that you're viewing the Bible, according to what the Bible says, is that they should respect the authority of that government, and that they should follow behind him so that they see the errors of their ways, even though that resulted in the mass unalivings of tens of millions of people, right? But they were the ones that were in authority at that point.
Sure, and I mean, you can also take it back to the same principle with when the Israelites were taken into Babylon. They were held there as slaves for many years and whatnot, and they were treated poorly and whatnot. Same kind of premise.
The Bible says for slaves to submit to their masters.
Right, and they did, but they still prayed unto God, and God delivered them, just like people probably prayed for the destruction of the Nazi Party, which did come about. Yes, did people act on God's behalf and make it take place?
There was tons of people that prayed for it to continue too.
There may have been. I can't.
Of course, there was.
You're probably right.
The entire point of the movement was Christian.
Understand. if I may, right, I would like to jump over to another topic that you had brought up before.
Let's stay here for a second. I really have this big
sure.
issue with your entire thought process of respecting authority when it comes to this, right? Didn't Jesus go in and freaking flip tables and talk and freaking, and pretty much admonish the Pharisees within the, in the Bible because they were doing wrong against the people?
Oh yeah, but there's a.
So why wasn't Jesus just respecting authority?
Right. But that's because there is a righteous anger, and then there's emotional anger. There is a difference.
So what you're saying is that Jesus wasn't perfect then?
No, Jesus was perfect. He embodied a righteous anger against the Pharisees because he said, "You turned my Father's house into a den of thieves."
Gotcha. And who decides whether it's a righteous anger or not?
God, obviously.
Oh, so God decides whether it's a righteous anger. So my anger against Trump could be completely righteous.
If it came from God directly.
Well, I'm saying it came from God.
But, right. So that's.
I'm saying it came from God. I'm saying that God told me to get on this live and to be angry about Trump. So, can you prove me wrong?
No, because the Bible tells us to discern spirits, and we have to be discerning of spirits, right? So I would have to take that unto God and actually talk to Him about it.
Well, you take it under God.
Again,
I already took it under God. He told me specifically to come up here and do this. So this is the only reason I do this. I actually had a dream. Yeah, it was actually it was more of like a prophecy, that just came to me during the night, and God told me to do this. So that's why I'm here.
Sure, but sometimes people get visions or prophecies or whatever, right? But in the Bible, again, it tells us to.
Are you judging my personal connection with God right now?
No, I'm not.
Are you telling me that I'm having a false connection with God right now?
No, sir. What I'm trying to tell you, if I can finish my train of thought, is that the Bible tells us that we are supposed to discern spirit. So even if you feel that that's a vision from God, we are supposed to take that before Him and be like, was this truly you? Because guess what? The devil masquerades in lights, as the Bible says.
Yeah, the Bible says a whole bunch of stuff.
And all of it's true, brother.
All of it's true. So you believe that slavery is good?
It doesn't talk about slavery being
does
good.
Very specifically. It tells you exactly how to treat your slaves, which ones to beat, how far you can take your slaves as far as beating them, and how not to kill them. It tells you which people you are allowed to enslave and which ones you are not allowed to enslave, and which ones you're allowed to enslave for life and have their children passed down to your children, and which slaves you have to release after a certain amount of years.
Yeah, it does. It talked about all those things. I'm not going to deny that. But that doesn't make it that the Bible isn't true. It was because of the time that they lived and the things that taken place at that time in life.
Gotcha. So slavery was good, and now it's just not as good anymore.
No, God was always against slavery.
Then why didn't God ever say you shouldn't have slavery?
Well, so now you're jumping to a whole different topic because you started to lose the last topic.
No, I'm not jumping. You're saying the topic was God is all good and everything is good within the Bible. So I'm asking why an omniscient, omnipotent God would literally have the ability to write anything within his book, right? And he thinks that slavery is bad, but instead of writing that slavery is bad, he instead just gives a whole instruction book on how you're supposed to treat those slaves.
No, the topic actually was, sir, that about why I believe that Trump is, in authority and why it's okay and by biblical authority.
Yeah, sir, but you were just showing that your lack of understanding of the Bible is prevalent, right? And the lack of understanding of the context in which the Bible is prevalent, right? Because I believe that was actually Paul that actually wrote that letter, and he wrote it specifically for a specific circumstance. And if you actually read the context around the verses in which you're speaking, you're actually just cherry picking a singular couple of verses out of the Bible while ignoring the entire context of the letter. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You are though. I believe it was actually the book of Romans, if I'm correct. Sorry, I'm a little shady on my Bible knowledge, but I believe that was actually the book of Romans.
So, I think you're talking about Galatians, or maybe even Colossians.
You mean the letter to the Galatians and the letter to the Colossians? Yes.
Yeah. So in there, do you know what exactly you're trying to reference?
Yeah, I already explained what I was referencing.
Would you mind doing it again? I apologize.
Yes, I do.
You do mind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that, then I'd like to jump over because before you were saying, I've heard you say before that Joe Biden has deported more people, more migrants than Donald Trump, correct?
He has deported more people. Yes.
Right. So when you allow people to come into the country for over an extended amount of time, and then all of a sudden you decide you're going to start deporting them, yeah, it's going to be easier for you to deport more than
How many
somebody
people
who-
did Joe Biden let into the country?
I can't remember the exact total. I could look it up and tell
Well,
you.
the
but I'm
correct
sure
total
you
is
already
0.
looked at that.
Okay, the correct total under the Biden administration that he let in was 0. Okay,
Well, when he opened up the border.
because how many people did Donald Trump let into the country in his first term?
0.
Oh, but there was still almost 1 million undocumented immigrants that entered the country under the Trump administration.
And there was a ton that were even more than that was entered in crossing the border on a day-to-day basis. On the
No, the entire number of undocumented immigrants that entered the country under the Biden administration was about 1.6 million. The total number under the Trump administration was about 900,000. Okay, so while there were more people that entered the country illegally, that is not letting people in. That is just understanding the idea that people are able to escape border patrol, that they are able to circumvent border protections in this country, that we don't have, like the full amount of customs and border protection personnel that we need in order to make sure that freaking our border is secure, which I completely 100% agree that we should fix, which is why I agree that when Biden tried to fix it in 2023, that was a good thing. Okay, so where'd he go? I was actually having a good argument there. I was actually enjoying that one. And he just left. He also sounded like he was getting hit by a semi at that. Did you hear that? Like, burr, burr. Did you guys hear that? I don't know. I hope he's okay. I truly do. That sounded like really bad. Taurus, thank you so much for 5 more gifted memberships on YouTube. I really, really appreciate that. Man, I'm telling you guys, like they're popping off over there in the horizontal. I'll tell you that much over there. If you're in the horizontal, you probably already got gifted one. There's only like 100 people over there, and y'all are like freaking Taurus is tossing y'all memberships. I'm loving that. Big W's in the chat for Taurus. We're gonna move on to the next caller. I really, really appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications if you haven't already. Carolyn, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. It says for therapy due to MAGA. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support and gift memberships, or maybe even send a super chat like we had before, I like to put them up on the screen, have fun with those, and have a conversation. So I really, really appreciate that. Also, I do have pay links in the bio if you'd like to support that way. So thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you?
Doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you sport truck?
Of course.
Awesome. Why is that?
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to keep myself from laughing. I support Trump because I think it makes you guys angry.
That was oh my God, that was so funny, dude. Oh,
No, I'm sorry.
Dude, did you sit on the line and just did you just quickly write that, dude?
I'm surprised.
Did you just write that?
Who this is.
Oh my
I'm just
God,
laughing
dude!
because
I
I'm
can't believe
surprised
you just
don't know who
wrote.
this
You should take this up professionally. You
I'm
should.
just laughing because
You should take this up professionally.
You know
I
why?
think you have a real talent.
You know why I'm laughing, Polly? You know why?
No, I don't care. You should take that up as like a full-time gig. You know what I'm saying? Just like oh, just just God, you're the next Bill Burr, or Tom Segura, really. Like, I don't know how you haven't already hit like the man. That was such a good joke. That was such a good. If you guys couldn't tell how good my joke was because how hilariously I laughed. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
32.
Awesome.
Born
Do
in
you support Trump?
1993.
Wow. All right. Didn't need you to do the math. That's fine. How old are you? Or sorry, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as I'm pretty sure, as like in any for any politician, I mean, they do right and the wrong. So I mean, you can't support it. I mean, I don't blindly support everything somebody does, but I mean, the reason why I voted for him, he's been following through with. So yeah, so I guess I support him in that aspect.
Awesome. He's been following through. So when he said that he was going to, well, actually, no. What is he following through with? I don't even need to bring up all the things he didn't follow through with. What are you saying that he followed through with?
Basically, well, I guess, and I mean, he hasn't even really followed through with it, but pretty much the whole attitude and shift in policy towards Ukraine and the Ukraine war.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's a big
so
thing.
You're saying that he's following through with something, and then you're immediately saying that he didn't follow through with it?
Well, no, I mean, he's in the process of following through with it. So, I mean, we try to be good faith with this. I'm saying, I mean, talks are undergoing, and just my whole reason for supporting him was the shift in attitude and the shift in policy regarding the Ukraine war.
Okay, and what has been shifted, and what is actually in negotiation?
Well, I mean, our entire attitude behind not getting it, not being. I mean, right now we're still currently involved, but we're shifting between our our policy with NATO, and I believe that we were on the track to being involved maybe on the ground with forces. NATO forces, American forces. Just the policy regarding Ukraine.
And what evidence do you have of that?
Away from that,
considering the Biden administration. I said, what evidence do you have of that? Considering the Biden administration and NATO all unanimously agreed and all got together and literally gave joint statements to say that we are not going to and nowhere near going to put like U.S. or NATO troops on the ground in Ukraine. So, what makes you think that we were on our way to that?
I mean, they said that. Well, they said that about tanks. They said that about long-range weapons. They said that about jets. They said that about a lot of things.
Hold on. When did they say any of that?
They crossed. I've been following the war from the very beginning.
Me too. When did they say any of that?
I mean, I don't have the exact date.
Can you give me a year or who said it, or like what kind of press release it was said in, or like any type of information where I can find this? Because I've been following this since the beginning.
Every Secretary of Defense at the beginning of the war, there was multiple red lines drawn that they weren't going to cross, and then over time, it was just decided because they were losing. Ukraine's going to lose the war.
Sir, where are these red lines? I would like to know where these red lines are.
Dude, I don't have these memorized.
I don't need you to memorize it. I can pull it up. Just give me something on it. Give me some.
Okay,
because you said, I've been following this war the entire time too, and not once have I ever heard of a red line where we said we weren't going to give tanks to fucking Ukraine.
Okay, you've never heard anybody say, "Oh, we don't think that we should put long-range weapons on the ground or in the hands of the Ukrainians. We don't want anything that's going to be able to strike Moscow. We don't want we didn't. Nobody ever said
Hold
that.
On, sir.
Nobody
you
said
didn't
anything
say
about
that. You said tanks.
No, I said tanks. I said long-range weapons. I said planes. I said anything that could strike Moscow like that.
The only one that they actually said was, at this time we're not going to give Ukraine long range weapons. That wasn't a red line in any way, shape, or form. And then when they actually did give them long range weapons, they didn't actually give them long range weapons. They gave them medium range weapons in order for them to strike further.
Which are able to strike,
sir. Which allowed them to go, but they also put limits on their ability to actually use them and said that you can't use them past the next, I believe it was 40 miles past the border. So they actually, when they gave them weapons that you're saying could hit Moscow, they actually gave them direct restrictions on their ability to use those weapons, and they gave them the targets in which they were able to use, which they followed and held tight to. But that wasn't a red line,
doesn't matter,
nor was it something like that was crossed or would have ended up with ground troops.
All right, but you don't know. Nobody knows what could. First of all, a lot of the long range, a lot of everything which is artillery, the long range weapons, a lot of that is also being guided, advised with by American intelligence. And I mean that's
of course
100% obvious. They're giving coordinates. They're doing a lot of things.
Of course it is.
Anything can happen in a war, man. So to say, oh,
yeah,
they would never
we could all
on the ground.
Yeah, we could all just end up in nuclear war tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Or something
Yeah,
could get shot down, or an American
Why don't?
contractor
Well, if
could
we're
get
just saying,
killed.
you know, like anything could possibly happen at any time, then yeah, there's a possibility that, you know, that North Korea just, you know, just nukes South Korea tomorrow. But with that,
Yeah, but that's not being
and then, you know, and I blame Donald Trump for that.
You blame Donald Trump for, yeah, but that's not, we're not talking about North
No.
Korea. We're talking about Ukraine, and our involvement being in it puts us at risk.
No,
Hold on, wait a
you're
minute.
totally fine,
It
right?
puts
Well,
us at
technically,
risk
yeah,
of being
technically
drawn
we're at an
into a war.
involvement with South Korea, and technically, since they are still technically at war, there is the possibility that they just nuclear bomb, you know,
Yeah,
South
dude, but
Korea
that has
tomorrow.
nothing to
And
do with
since
the-
that's a
the situation in
possibility
Ukraine. You're
tomorrow,
changing the subject.
yeah, but since that's a possibility tomorrow, then I blame Donald Trump, and I say that Donald Trump, you know, has the possibility of just causing nuclear war tomorrow.
Yeah, but dude, you're changing the entire
No,
subject.
sir, I'm
The fact that
making
we're
a
so drawn in-
hypothetical. Sir, I'm making a
But no,
hypothetical
but
of
you're
you
not
just saying
listening.
that because
And you're
anything
talking
could
over me
happen.
every time
Sir,
I say something.
sir, you're just saying that because anything could happen at any point in time. You're saying that that means that we were on our way to putting ground troops in Ukraine. No, just because certain things, anything could happen at any time, does not mean that we were anywhere near putting ground troops
You
in
don't think
Ukraine,
we were
or that we were
anywhere
leading to
near
that.
a confrontation with Russia?
Not even close.
You don't think we were anywhere near that it wouldn't
Not
happen,
even
and we
close.
were in no risk?
We were much closer
Dude,
during
you
the
have
Cold
no
War.
idea. You have no idea.
We were much closer during
You
the
have-
Cold War, and that didn't even happen.
Dude, you changed the subject, and that's all. No. So anyway,
I am not changing the subject, nor have I changed the subject one singular time.
You gave
We
me a
were
terrible
not on the
hypothetical.
way in any way, shape, or form to ending up with ground troops on the ground. We're actually, I would say, to be completely honest with you, we're a lot closer to having NATO troops on the ground now than we were under the Biden administration.
Dude, no, we're not, because we're good. They might in the mainstream be acting like it's a tough battle back and forth, but they're working on. They have a lot better relations. Dude, the Biden administration didn't even attempt to speak to didn't even attempt to speak to Putin.
Yeah, of course
So
they did,
how are
because
you
they were
going to
actually
come to a
strong.
conclusion with a war and not even talk to your enemy?
Because
Think about
Russia
that.
was not our enemy. Russia's Ukraine enemies, first of all, and second of all, the reason why
No,
they didn't.
Russia is
Sir,
our
I'm
enemy,
talking.
dude. It's
I'm
NATO's
talking.
enemy.
I'm talking.
Okay.
Awesome.
You
the
cut
reason
me off
why
every time I said anything.
All right, well then you just let me know when
Go
you're
ahead.
done, Kay, and I'll answer your question.
Okay, I will keep going then. Russia is NATO's enemy. How could you say that they're not our enemy when we are funding a proxy?
Oh, hello? I have no idea what you're talking about. Can I answer your question now?
What question was that?
Oh, you said, how could you end a war without meeting with Putin? And I was trying to answer
So
that
you
question.
you didn't even listen to anything I just said. So you are bad faith as hell, dude. You don't even care about what
No,
your
sir, because you
opponent has.
asked me a question, and when you ask me a question, I expect to be able to answer that question. If you don't allow me to answer that
Okay.
question and you want to grandstand
You
afterwards,
just ignore
then
what
I-
everybody says. You're
no,
bad
I
faith,
would
dude.
love to talk to you after I'm finished answering your question.
Okay, go ahead.
All
Answer
right,
my question.
awesome.
How
So the
can you
reason
not
why, well,
expect
see,
to-
you're still talking, and I'm still trying to answer your question.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right,
Go
sweet.
ahead.
Good job. All right, so what I said, what I was trying to answer was, so the reason why that freaking people, American leaders, including Joe Biden and including, you know, European nations, didn't want to meet with Putin, okay, is because it legitimizes Putin's stance, and we saw this very clearly when he just met with, you know, Donald Trump in Alaska, where they literally met for a meeting. Putin gets up there, doesn't even allow Trump to speak first, like literally just freaking drops it on the table and walks away. right? And freaking just says like, oh, here's all of this Russian propaganda. We don't need a ceasefire. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay. And then Donald Trump, instead of actually, holding up for American values, the values of NATO or any of those other things, just completely simps for Donald Trump. It literally, Putin had nothing but a win out of freaking that meeting from the moment the meeting was announced. And where at the same time, Donald Trump had a whole bunch to lose and lost a whole bunch. He lost credibility. He lost standing. He lost negotiating power. He lost all of that stuff just by meeting with Putin. Meeting with Putin is easy. Putin would have taken a meeting with Biden in a fucking heartbeat. Okay. He chose not to actually be strong against Russia and against the freaking humanitarian rights and the fact that 40,000 children have been fucking abducted and kidnapped by the Russian Federation and fucking out of Ukraine. Tens of thousands of people, civilians have been fucking killed. You should be standing up to authoritarian dictators, not simping for them.
Okay. So, all right. So, your solution to that is to just shut them out, not talk to them, not come to the table, not even attempt anything. War, and keep it going until it's over.
Of course not, sir. That's not what I said at all.
Then what is your?
That's not what I said. But also, let's also be very, very clear. Okay, we are not at a point where they're like, oh, let's sit everybody down. Actually, the White House was like, oh yeah, we're going to do a meeting between Zelensky and Putin. And the Kremlin specifically came out and said, and they're like, well, there's been no agreement whatsoever for us to sit down with Zelensky. Okay. So these hypothetical talks that you're talking about that are going to lead to some peace deal, the Kremlin is specifically not agreeing to them. Okay. So this whole idea is just a fucking joke.
In public.
Yeah,
in public.
Sir, in public.
In public.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Do you know about all the private times when they're saying it?
No, I don't. But
gotcha. So they're not fucking agreeing to any of these negotiations that you're talking about.
You do know.
Gotcha, sir. So you're literally saying, this is what you're saying, sir. What you're saying is they're agreeing to do negotiations that you and I do not know about and no one on this planet knows about, but I am going to stand on the fact that they are going to do these negotiations even though neither of us have any evidence of that. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that.
So as far as we both know, they have not agreed with those negotiations.
Thanks for letting me answer that one, buddy.
No,
I should walk away from the phone then like you did.
You should.
Until I get to answer my question.
You should. You should have walked away a long time. This is not
real mature, dude. All right. It doesn't matter, dude.
So gotcha.
It doesn't matter
again, sir. Neither of the Russian has not agreed to sit down with negotiations with Zelensky. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know why they would.
Towards it.
I don't know why they would. Policy. No, we're the exact same spot as we were prior to Donald Trump taking office. Donald Trump, who specifically said, I will end the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours of being president-elect. It is so easy. All I have to do is sit them both down. It is so easy. 24 hours, to be completely honest with you, it won't even take that long. All you have to do is get them into a room. It's that simple. And we are now, 8 months into his presidency. He has still not fixed it. Russia is still fucking sending missiles while he's meeting him in Ukraine, is sending missiles into Kiev, killing fucking Ukrainian civilians. He is literally currently still kidnapping children. And instead of Donald Trump standing against these horrific humanitarian rights violations, he sits down with a person who is literally wanted for fucking, who is literally sitting down with the person who is literally fucking under charges for fucking human rights violations. Okay?
Yeah, you have to sit down with them. You have to.
Why?
Because there will never be an end. You know the end that will happen if nobody sits down and tries to talk it out. Let me finish, dude.
So no war
in the no. You don't let anybody finish.
I don't let you finish. Okay. So what you're saying is that
because you're afraid of the answer.
No, I'm not afraid of you or any of your answers. So are you saying that no war?
Why won't you let me finish?
So you're saying
why won't you let me finish?
So you're saying that no war that the United States has ever tried to end.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay, you don't have to answer. I don't really give a shit if you answer. I'm saying that you're saying that
finish what I was saying.
Correct. Now
you're
be quiet.
assuming what I was going to say.
Awesome. So what you're saying is that no war.
Okay, what you're saying, you didn't even hear me say anything because I didn't say anything, dude.
So what you're saying is that no war has ended without the U.S. president sitting down with the opposition leader. That's what you're saying, because you're gonna have a real hard time explaining
you literally
most
just
of
made
the
that
fucking
up,
wars
dude.
that ended in the United States,
You
in
just
the world.
made that up. Let me finish what I was going to say.
That's not me making it up.
Did you not
just say that there is no possibility of this war ending without sitting down with Putin? Did you not just say that?
No. I said, what is the end game then? Because if you don't, the only other end game is the war keeps going on. You literally made that up because you didn't let me finish my point, dude.
You should try crying about it. That might help.
As I can. I'm not anywhere near upset or crying.
Oh,
I'm just trying to explain to you that I'm trying to be as
yes,
good
I
faith
know
as
he
I
said
can,
that,
and you're
chat.
interrupting
I know
me
he
and
said that,
assuming
chat.
everything I said.
I know he said that, chat.
I don't give a fuck about the chat either. What I'm trying to say.
I don't give a fuck about the chat either, sir. You just specifically said if Donald Trump doesn't meet with Putin, there is no chance of the war ending, which is why I fucking cut you off to fucking begin with, because then that is making the assumption that every single fucking war needs to be ended by the U.S. president sitting down with the opposition fucking president or leader of that fucking country, which if you know any history knows that is absolutely and unequivocally not fucking true. If you know history, if you know history, then you know sitting down with Putin is not necessary to end the war.
Okay. So what is then? It would be NATO getting involved, because without that, Russia will keep winning. That's what I'm saying, dude. The longer this goes on, the longer the war goes on, the more ground Russia gains, dude. You didn't let me finish what I was saying. You just assumed that, no war has ever been. Of course, dude, we dropped fucking bombs on Hiroshima and fucking ended it like that, dude. We didn't sit down with fucking Hitler, dude. He fucking killed himself in a bunker because Russia and the West was closing in on him. I'm not a fucking idiot, dude. You just don't let people
don't make
finish.
dumb fucking comments.
You're bad
Your
faith,
statement
dude. You're so
was,
bad faith.
sir, no, I'm not bad faith, sir. You're just saying
you
dumb
are,
shit.
Dude. You're
okay?
bad faith.
Dude, cry about it. I don't give a fuck.
What did I say that was
Stop
dumb?
fucking
What did I say
whining,
that was
bro.
dumb?
Like, literally grow a pair. Jesus
You're
fucking
whining,
Christ.
dude.
Grow a fucking
You're
pair.
whining.
Like, get a little testosterone in your fucking hormones, okay? Stop fucking crying like a little bitch, bro. Stop crying like a little bitch. Stop crying like a little bitch, okay? Truly. It's getting sad.
Okay.
What I said was you made the comment that there is no way. You made the comment that there's no way
You're still
that
stuck on
this
that. You didn't let me
war
finish. I was
ends
in the middle of
without
a
meeting
sentence.
with Putin, and that is just
Yeah, but I was in the
unequivocally
middle of
false.
saying something.
That is
dude. You took it out of context,
unequivocally
and now you've been
false.
repeating it
That
for
is
5
not
minutes.
out of context, sir. That is directly in the context in which you said it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, I was in the middle of saying something, dude. Then now you've just been repeating half of my statement for 5 minutes.
Well, I'm trying to move
So
past
what's
it, but
the
you won't stop
solution?
whining long enough for me to do it.
So what's the solution, though? So what, other than sitting down and meeting with him, what do you propose?
Yeah, actually standing up
Honestly.
against them and actually freaking having some fucking balls.
So boots on the ground against Russia.
That's not
America
what I said.
Versus Russia. So then what is it?
Yeah, providing Russia with the ability to defend themselves at all costs. And not
Russia
freaking
or
trying
Ukraine?
or Ukraine, allowing Ukraine to defend themselves at all costs. We should be providing them with weapons, whether that's on a loan, whether that's on a gift, or whatever that we need to do, right? We need to make sure that Russia understands that their continued attacks on Ukraine based off of freaking, just complete bullshit, and their unlawful invasion and killing of civilians should not stand within our world stage, right? We should completely sanction them. We should completely fine them. And hell, Putin was on U.S. soil. I'd say we fucking send his ass to fucking ICC, dude. We should fucking stand up to Russia at all costs. Simping to fucking authoritarian dictators.
World War III, dude.
Yeah,
That's what you
everybody
want.
says
Okay.
it's going to end in World War III.
Okay.
I thought you know history, sir. I'm sorry. Have every time we've stood up to a fucking country, has it ended in World War III?
This is a different situation.
Every
dude.
fucking time that we fucking
I
stood
didn't
up to
say
another
that.
country, has it ended up?
Once again,
then why
you're
are
just-
you trying to
once
make a
again, you're
generalization?
just assuming
Then why
things.
are you trying to make a
Why are
generalization?
you getting upset?
Why are you?
sad?
Because you're a fucking moron. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Why are you trying to fucking say that us standing up to an authoritarian is just automatically going to end in World War III?
Because that would be an act. That would be an insane act of aggression against the Russian nation, dude. We would be at war with them, dude.
By doing exactly what we were already doing before Trump came in office?
No, by arresting him. You said that's.
I don't give a shit about that.
After
Like,
you
that'd be
said
fucking
arresting
great.
him.
I know Trump doesn't
See,
have the balls
you don't
for
have
that.
an answer to it. You just say that, okay?
Oh yeah, we're just
That
gonna
doesn't make
end up in
any
war.
sense,
To be completely honest with you, I'm pretty sure that most of the fucking oligarchs in Russia would be happy to fucking see him gone and be pretty fucking cool with him being disappeared.
Yeah, that might be. They might not like Putin in general, but a majority support the war against the West. They support it because they see it as an existential war.
The fucking majority do not
NATO,
support this fucking Ukrainian war. Not at all.
Dude, both parties. There's bipartisan support for it.
Yeah, just like
there is.
Putin wins
They see it
90%
as
of
a war
elections
that
there.
NATO
Give me
is
a fucking break.
encroaching on Russia. Yes, they do.
I'm sure they see that, but that doesn't change the fact that they want Putin gone.
Okay, but they would still. It doesn't matter if Putin was gone. The next person who would come up would see that as an act of aggression.
Gotcha.
Dude. They see it as a war against the West.
The person
they see this
that you
Ukraine
don't
war,
know of.
How would we feel? How would we feel if Russia was, as a proxy, arming something that an enemy of ours and that we've been in a war with for 3 or 4 years, where we've lost 200,000 soldiers, dude.
Well, let me give you
They
a
would see
history
it as an
lesson about
existential-
the Cold War.
What?
You ever heard of the Cold War?
Yes, I have, dude, but I'm talking about right now.
You mean where we
I'm talking about
literally
right now.
just armed against freaking Russian proxies for like 30 fucking years?
What? Yeah, I know we have. I know what the fucking Cold War is, dude.
Okay, well,
Are
you're
you
making
fucking
it
kidding
sound
me?
like you've never heard of us freaking arming
No,
allies
once
against
again, you're
Russia
just assuming
before.
things. Dude, so let me get this straight. The only time you have an argument against me is whenever you assume something that I know. That
Sir,
I'm thinking
you
or
just
saying.
said, how do you
You
think
are
it would
fucking
work if we
delusional,
armed fucking people that went against Russia and that was the entire Cold War? That is all we did during the Cold War was exactly what you're saying. Could not happen, would be crazy.
We would be at war with fucking Russia right now if the situation
I am sorry
flipped,
you live in
we
this
would
world
be at
of
war with
fear.
them.
I am sorry that you live in this little tiny world of just
I don't live in a
being
world of
scared
fear,
of
dude. I
fucking
live in
hell,
a world
dude.
of fucking reality.
No, you
dude.
don't. You live in a world
live
of
in
fear.
reality.
I live in a world of fucking reality, and I understand
I'm
that
sure you
Russia,
do.
who
I'm
literally,
sure you do.
and most military analysts thought that they would take over Ukraine in a month, the entire fucking country in under a fucking month, is now two and a half years.
You live
Be
in
quiet.
reality, but you think Ukraine
Be
can
quiet.
beat Russia and kick
Be
them out
quiet.
of the
No,
country?
I don't think Ukraine can unilaterally beat Russia. I don't think that at all. Truly, I
Okay,
don't.
then what's your
But you know
solution
what?
once again?
If you no,
War with
I'm
Russia.
okay.
You just don't want to say it. You just don't want to say it. War with Russia. All right, let's go, guys. That's the only way we're getting them out of Ukraine.
So what I was literally saying is, if you think that Russia, okay, who was supposed to take over Ukraine in under a month, thinks they want to fuck with the U.S. military, then you're out of your fucking mind. You think that because we do this to Russia, or because we arm Ukraine, or because we support our NATO allies, or we support this, that Russia's just been like, oh, okay, you support Ukraine, so therefore we're going to start war with the United States. The literal signature thing that they would not fucking want to do ever. So you saying that we should stand up for fucking things like democracy, that we should stand up for our fucking allies, that we should stand up against fucking humanitarian rights violations, that we should stand up against the execution of fucking civilians, that we should not stand up those things because you're so fucking scared of fucking war? Okay, that you're sitting there fucking cowering your fucking boots because you're like, oh no, anything we do to make Daddy Putin sad is gonna fucking end up in war. No, it's fucking not. Okay? They do not want this fucking smoke. They do not want to have anything to fucking do with us militarily. And you don't think for a fucking second, okay, that us fucking actually protecting our allies, which we've done, okay, which we've done for a fucking century, okay, is somehow going to end up with fucking World War III against fucking Russia because they're just so fucking quick to just start a war with the United States. Is fucking crazy, dude. That is fucking insane, okay? And it's literally just living in a world of fear and trying to fearmonger people that if we don't simp to fucking Putin, that we are somehow going to end up in World War III. It is living in a place of fucking fear, okay? We supported them the entire time since Ukraine, since the beginning of that fucking war. We armed them. We fucking gave them what they fucking needed. There was all that sort of stuff. And there wasn't even a thought there wasn't even a fucking inkling for a half a fucking second that we were going to end up in World War III. Outside of people like you that are just fear-mongering for no fucking reason.
Kick their fucking ass, dude. Listen, Russia has not gone to war with us for the past 3 years, so obviously, yeah, dude, they wouldn't want to take on America or NATO one-on-one. They wouldn't want to do that. But if we were to put boots on the fucking ground to try
Nobody's
to help
talking about
Ukraine
putting boots on the
Russia
ground. No one's talking about that.
Then okay,
no
then
one
there
is
is no,
talking
then the
about
only
that.
solution is Ukraine loses.
Literally, no
Then
one
your
is
only
talking about
solution-
that. Holy shit!
You are though, because
Holy
you're not.
Shit.
You
no
are
one
though.
is talking about that.
You're not giving me a fucking answer though. Because
Jesus
what's the other
fucking
solution
Christ,
then?
dude? This is
Then what's the
literally
solution?
this is literally for you fucking Russian propaganda, fucking Russian sympathizers. That is literally your entire fucking thing. Like literally,
I'm
all
not a
you
Russian
guys. Yes, you are.
sympathizer.
I'm not asking
Oh,
your
here we
opinion
go.
on
The
that.
odd having it on.
Yeah, I'm not asking
yes.
your fucking
All
opinion.
people
I'm
Russian
telling that you
sympathizers
are.
'cause you don't have a
Literally,
fucking
what
answer.
you guys fucking
You don't
do.
have an answer.
What you guys do, literally, all you guys fucking do is be like, oh, well, you want World War III, or you want to fucking put boots to the ground, or you want this, you want that. No, how about we just keep funding and taking care of our allies and not simping to Putin?
Okay, then they'll lose. Then they will lose.
Fucking lose.
So you'd rather them lose all of their territory instead of coming to a settlement where maybe they lose the Donbass.
Sir,
That's what you
literally
prefer.
Putin just met with fucking Trump, and literally his
That's what
only
you would
condition
prefer.
was that fucking Russia took over the Donbass region, even parts in which they don't militarily control right now. This war is not ending until the Donbass is fucking either in Russian territory or we support fucking Russia or support Ukraine the opposite way to have them fight the back. The Donbass is going to be at fucking war even way past when this is ended. Okay? So don't think that fucking somehow Donald Trump simping to fucking Putin is going to save the Donbass region.
I didn't say that. I actually just said I said the exact opposite thing. I said the exact opposite of what you just said.
Yeah, sure you did.
I said give up the Donbass, end the war now, or I don't know. Ukraine's military completely collapses, dude. You know what'll happen if they completely collapse? The lines will.
You know whose decision that is?
The entire country. What?
You know whose decision that is?
I mean, it's Putin's because he's
No,
winning
it's
the war.
fucking
He decides.
Ukraine's. It's President Zelensky's decision on whether they are willing to give up territory in order for security guarantees. That's
and then
it.
it's also our decision to back out of it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're not backing
it's-
out of it.
it's also
We're
Putin.
not backing
It's
out of it,
also
and we're not
Putin.
going to back out of it because Donald Trump thinks he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, which he fucking doesn't, because he's jealous of fucking Obama and jealous that Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize. So Trump is not leaving this fucking conflict because that is his only chance to actually be worth something as a president at any point in fucking time.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not even talking about. That's fine. That's fine. But you don't think he would deserve it if we did come to an end of the
Absolutely
war?
fucking not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said before he
I mean,
even
it's
got
only the
elected.
bloodiest war since
I said even
World
before
War
he got
II.
elected that no matter who the president was that was in fucking presidency when this ended would end up with an end to the Ukrainian-Russian war because neither side can sustain it longer than fucking 4 years. So it didn't matter. It could have been Donald Trump. It could have been Kamala Harris. It could have been fucking my Australian Shepherd. The war was not lasting 4 years. But all that Donald Trump is doing right now is making things worse.
I don't think so. I think making things worse would be pedal to the metal, full throttle, not talking to Putin, arming Ukraine to the teeth, and keeping the bloodshed going
Well,
for
you
as
can
long
say
as we
that,
can until
but-
Ukraine doesn't have. See, dude, you don't even let anybody finish a sentence.
Bro, literally, the crying has got to stop. Did you need a hug or
I'm
something?
not crying.
You should call
I'm not
1-800
crying. I'm just
BetterHelp.
saying
I'm
that
actually
how
trying to
bad
get sponsored
faith
by
you
them.
are. Don't-
I'm actually trying to get sponsored by 1-800 BetterHelp right now. You should call them. Okay? If you're looking for the number, it's called 1-800 BetterHelp.
Oh, that's a nice little ad there. I don't think they're ever going to sponsor you because you fucking suck at fucking. All you do is just fucking.
Actually, I'm going to get
interrupt and-
sponsored by them just by people like you.
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm saying
Like, if my argument's better than yours.
I'm literally
that's fine.
sending MAGA customers to them every single day.
Oh, that's great. My argument's fucking better than yours. You don't even have. So
Sir,
your
if you have to
argument
say,
is, let me get this
sir,
straight.
if you have to say my argument is better than yours, then just let you know it's not. Okay.
Why? Can you explain to me why? If
Yeah.
I say
Watch
it,
this.
that it's
All right.
not?
Watch.
Why?
We're gonna explain to you right now. Ready? All right. Let me see how I can
Here comes the
explain
bad
this.
faith
All right.
discussion.
Here we go.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
No. Here it comes. All right. This is what I'm gonna explain, and it goes like this. Oh shit! God, what happened? Is he gone? Oh, that's crazy. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fuck, dude. I don't know how to fucking explain anything any better than what we're fucking explaining right now. I put in your live chat, sir. I thought it was on my. Ari, I'm in the live chat. Oh, you put it in the other one. You put it in the Let's chat. No, I don't know where your stuff's at. Anyways, oh shit. God, that was a pathetic argument. Lee, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, dude, wise up, you're contradicting yourself. I don't know if that was towards me or towards him. Either way, thanks for the $2. I appreciate that. And Mel said, my grandma escaped communist Russia, and I'm glad she passed so she didn't have to see the president of the U.S. kiss his ass. Also, Russia hates him, and they just can't and hate him. They just can't say it. Oh, dude, fucking, isn't it wild to you, like, that literally Russian propaganda media is literally like playing fucking Melania nudes on their television? They're literally playing Melania nudes on the television, and Donald Trump is just straight up like, hey, Mr. Putin, thank you so much. Oh my God, you called me pretty. Oh, I'm so happy you called me pretty. Dude, that was a sad fucking art. Sorry, the Russian sympathizers are just the worst, bro. They are literally just the word. The worst. Like straight up, bro. Fucking Reagan would be turning in his fucking grave right now. That is fucking sad. Skip, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I really appreciate that. Said, remind him that since said meeting with Russia attacked a U.S. company in Ukraine. That is a very good point. Oh, and I'm assuming that's what was that was what was sent to me over here that I was told to put up on the screen. Yeah, this is how well the attacks that are the negotiations with Putin are going. Right here. Oh yeah, Russia bombs U.S. factory in one of the war's largest attacks. But the negotiations are going great, guys. I'm so glad we let fucking Donald Trump get absolutely worked in a negotiation by fucking Putin, because Putin respects him so much. Putin respects him just so much. Fucking simp, bro. Shit's sad, dude. Super sad. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that sub button, hit that follow button, turn on your notifications if you haven't already. We're gonna move on to one more caller. If you guys would like to support, super chats are open. Super chats are a great way to fucking support. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, becoming a member or gifting memberships is a great way to do it. So I really, really appreciate that. Also, I do have my pay links in my bio, so if you'd like to support that way, that's a great way to do it also. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate y'all. Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
36.
Awesome. Do you support Trump? Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I don't, but I need your help.
All right. Well, I'm not to be offensive, man, but I'm not looking to help people. Hello? Oh, dude, why do I sound like I'm in a spa or something? What the hell was all that? Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Polly? I want to tell you this is Brett from Rochester. I'm a Democrat. I'm a proud President Obama supporter. You took that Trump supporter to school. See, I want you to use this word. I'm gonna get it to you just for free. I'm not gonna patent it right now. know how they say TDS? These Trump supporters are suffering from DDS, deflection derangement syndrome. And you can use my words. I want you to use that, brother. I can't stand these Trump supporters. They're sucking his meat. Their meat I didn't suck on his dick. Let me tell you something. Trump,
whoa. Hold on. That's too much for me. All right, look, hold on. That is too aggressive. I'm trying to take another caller. Holy shit. Jesus. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 42.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I support what he is attempting to do with the war in Russia and Ukraine. I think exactly what you're saying is completely off base. You can breathe heavy all you want, man, but the way you want
I know
things
I can.
handled,
It's my live. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great. But the way you want things handled just are completely ass backwards.
All right, that's it. We'll make this simple because I just had the full Ukraine argument, and I don't really have a will to have it again with another person that doesn't understand foreign affairs. How are we better now? And how is Ukraine and Russia better now than before Trump took office? If you can answer me that question, then we'll just go from there.
It's insane.
Because there's a conversation starting to have. Maybe it's not the way you think it should go.
No, I'm not asking about a conversation. What is better within the war?
Within the war, we are now working towards a communication.
No, I'm not asking about working. I'm not asking about conversation. What is actually better? What has physically fucking happened within the war? Has Russia stopped fucking killing Ukrainian civilians?
Okay. So
yes or no question. Has Russia stopped killing? Let's not use an analogy. Let's not use any of that.
Okay, because
has Russia stopped killing?
For the argument,
not
you would
interested at
rather
all.
go ahead.
I'm not trying to have an argument with you. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't even want to talk to you about it. Has Russia stopped killing Ukrainian
Then why are you
citizens?
still on the phone, man?
I mean, I can
There you
end it
go.
if you really want. Oh, well, you just left. All right. The truth of the matter is that you can't make an argument because there is no argument. We are not better now than we were before Trump took office. Zero things. Zero things are better. Tell me one fucking thing that is actually better. If anyone can tell me one actual thing that is better, then I'm down. Hello?
Nigga.
Can anyone tell me one actual thing that is better as far as the Ukraine-Russia war? Are less people dying? No. Are children stopping from being kidnapped? No. Are we in any way better? As the war ended, have better negotiations started? No. Nothing. Nothing is better.
Can you want to tell me one actual thing that is better?
Yo, what the fuck? Dude, turn off my stream before you get on it. Before you freaking answer the phone. Like, truthfully, like it's set. Like really, when we come to this. Hello?
Didn't you just say something about better negotiations?
What do you mean better negotiations?
You just said something about better negotiations, right?
What are you talking about?
Like, truthfully, like it's set. Like really, when we come to this.
We're not in better negotiations whatsoever. Dude, you're going to have to put your mouth near your microphone. Stop talking to me from another... Why'd you leave? Jesus Christ. We're not in any way better. The war is not better. Less people aren't dying. There's continual escalations. Nothing is better. Nothing. Zero things are better. Hello? Hello?
I fucking hate Trump.
Good for you, bud. So do the rest of us. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Truthfully, like nothing is fucking better, dude. Nothing is better. Trump hasn't solved anything. Okay? He's not closer to solving anything. We are not like on a road down there to like be like, oh, we're closer to solve. Nothing is solved. Literally nothing. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Awesome. You support Trump?
On and off. I'd say I supported more conceptually than as a person, but you know, we can't all be winners.
Yeah, and Trump definitely abides by that rule of us not all being winners.
Yeah, finally something we agree on. But
Then why do you
have one
support
thing
him?
going- I don't support him as a person. I only really support the rough concept of his policy. Honestly, it was more I didn't like Kamala Harris.
Gotcha. So you decided to vote for someone horrible because you didn't like a black woman.
No, it's not because she was black, not because she was a woman, because I didn't like her policies.
Like what?
Really, I'm a single issue voter. Honestly, it comes down to it, gun control. But reason I called in is because I have something that I think personally has gotten better in the war.
What?
There is a lot more FPV drone footage of Russians getting blown up, and personally, I love that.
I don't know if that's better towards ending the war or not, but it definitely is a thing.
No, I didn't say it was, I don't think it's better towards ending the war. I just think it's better because it's a positive for the Ukrainian army to be getting positive footage like that going out. But honestly, I kind of agree with the last couple callers that I think it's important to have some diplomatic talks, that we need to get the channels open, because I don't think, even if we arm Ukraine to the teeth, I just don't think that they have the military capabilities of drawing this out. I think that
We're
we can
not
throw
opening
more
up channels.
but
Nothing's more open.
we're trying.
No, we're not. Donald Trump might think he's trying, but no, we're not.
Well,
Putin is literally going up to Trump, manipulating the fuck out of him, getting him to spread Russian propaganda, and then bouncing. And that's what's causing things like all of the European leaders to have to rush over from Europe, okay, to be like, yo, we have to fight back against all of this Russian propaganda. Okay, it is not creating, it is creating more division, which is exactly what Trump does. He creates more division.
The United States that they've relied so heavily on our military-industrial complex. It's a lack of preparation on the part of European leaders to be able to stand up to Russia in a situation like this. Ideally, I would love to see a world where the United States doesn't have to go and be the Superman of the world, throwing themselves behind every disenfranchised nation that a dictatorial power.
We put ourselves in that position. No one put us in that position.
I mean, you could argue that the Marshall Plan put us in that position, but I think that the United States has tried to take steps back from that, and I think that the world is a little bit reticent to fill that power vacuum.
They're not reticent. They've literally been increasing their freaking power, like their military power in Europe since Donald Trump took office.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's for the best. But
I don't think that's not for the best. I'm totally okay with them doing that. That doesn't change anything that has to do with Ukraine and Russia.
Oh, do you not think that I mean, we saw in 2016 when Donald Trump got elected that there was alarm bells going off, yet we still have stuff like this where the entire of Europe is caught flat-footed.
This isn't a matter of Europe being caught flat-footed. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, we're agreeing on that. We're saying the same thing, that Europe had time to respond to this.
No, they didn't have time to respond to this. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, you don't think that the past 8 years was enough time to ramp up production?
No, not even close.
The better part of a decade?
Not even the ballpark. It took us 80 years to get to where we're at right now, and you expect it to happen in 8?
No, I'm not trying to say that Europe suddenly needs to become a superpower on the level of the United States. They could try for decades and not get to that point, but they weren't ready to face Russia. In fact, they tried.
The European Union could destroy Russia right now. The European Union could NATO could take Russia off the map right now. What are you talking about?
I agree with that, but
so they are ready,
mostly because of the United States. NATO's military
take NATO
power
out, and Europe still just takes Russia off the fucking planet. in a week.
Even without our GPS, you're going to rely on the fucking Galileo system to run the war.
Russia can't take Ukraine. Why are people having a hard time understanding this? Literally, Russia, who was supposed to take over Ukraine in less than a month, still 2.5 years later, is still fighting Ukraine. You think if France and Germany and the UK got involved, that they wouldn't wipe Russia off the planet?
I don't think so. No, I don't think that Germany has the. It comes down to logistics.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense, dude. Fucking the Ukraine doesn't have the military fucking like prowess of a tenth of one of those countries.
You're talking the difference between military prowess and logistical capability. I think that in a defensive war, absolutely, Europe trounces Russia.
You don't think that Europe has a higher logistical capability than a Ukraine?
No, they do, but not in the capability of executing an invasion. Invasions and defensive wars are two different kettles of fish.
Dude, Russia doesn't have the logistical capabilities to freaking be defensive.
Be defensive, I disagree. Defensive wars are always easier.
Easier or not easier, it doesn't change the fact that they don't have a fucking chance. Like this isn't like a oh well it'll be close and I think Europe will squeak it out. Like also Europe would wipe them off of existence in a matter of weeks. Dude, wipe them from being like even a fucking thing. Okay? Like we would forget Russia even ever fucking had a country by the time Europe without the United States even existed.
Why don't they do it?
Because of things like morals and things like that.
You think it's morally acceptable for Europe to stand by and allow Russia to do this to the Ukraine?
No, I don't. Which is why Europe is standing up to. This is why Europe is standing up to them. Yeah. So you think it's morally acceptable for the United States to stand by while Russia does this to Ukraine? Because hold on. So you think it's morally acceptable for the United States to stand by while Russia does this to Ukraine? Because that's what Trump is doing.
I think it's more. No, I agree. I don't think that we should get involved in foreign wars. I don't think Europe should invade Russia. But you seem to think so.
No, I didn't. I never said I think that Europe should invade Russia. I said that Europe could invade Russia.
Okay. We'll play by that definition. So
it's not a matter of being a definition or anything like that. I'm saying that if you think that freaking Russia has a standing chance against the European militaries, that you're fucking high.
Hey man, don't debase yourself by going to ad hominem.
I'm not debasing myself, and that wasn't an ad hominem. But if you'd like me to do ad hominems, I can.
You said I was high. That's not nice.
No, I said if you believe that you're high. I could have said if you believe that you're a fucking moron.
Maybe I misheard you.
Okay.
I like to think
if that's better.
Civil gentlemen having a good conversation here.
No, I have no problem using ad homs and demeaning you. I wasn't doing it in that case.
Why would you do that to me?
I wasn't doing it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I have no problem doing that, but I wasn't doing it in that case. But I can if that's what you prefer.
No, I'd prefer not to. Let's keep it so nice. So back to the argument at hand. I personally think that Europe is not suited to handle this on their own. But if you think that Europe is suited to handle this on their own, then what does the United States need to intervene for? If Europe has the military capability and they could wipe Russia off the face of the map, then surely they're capable of funding Ukraine and supplying them with the necessary military armaments to continue their defensive war.
Because there's a big difference between having the military power in order to freaking go in and freaking deal with Russia and having the freaking industrial complex that they need to be able to do that. And they don't have that. The U.S. would be the people that provide that, and they're still building all of that up. I'm saying even with their current status, they could militarily go in and take out Russia, but I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do either. Because my argument is not whether the European Union should go and take over Russia, because I don't think that they fucking should. Just like I don't believe that the United States should go in and take over Russia. What I'm saying is that current United States policy is not good. It is detrimental to ending the war. That is my stance. You're making this weird stance about boots on the ground and whether freaking, Russia should go and take over, like be taken over by Europe. I'm not making that stance.
The stance that I was making is that Europe has kind of made their bed with this one by not moving to address this sooner. And I think that I blame I blame Europe for being rather enabling towards Russia with like the purchase of liquid natural gases from them at such high rates.
I don't disagree that that's a bad thing, but I'm not talking about this thing on how it could have been done better by Europe in the past. We are currently in a situation where 40,000 fucking children have been kidnapped by Russia. Hold on. Have been kidnapped by Russia. Okay. From Ukraine and sent to re-education camps. And the president of the United States is simping to that dictator. Okay. How things got here is one thing. We deal with how things got here after it's over. Okay. We're not at the spot where we're dealing with how things got here. We do a damage assessment after the damage is finished. Okay. It is how do we get to a spot of resolution right now, which we're nowhere near.
All right. So the alternate pathway then, as opposed to the admittedly ineffectual political forays, trying to be diplomatic about it. I agree with you. It's not working. It's kind of bullshit. I think that it's mostly posturing, if not entirely, at least all the public stuff. Whether or not there's back channel stuff, well, I can't speak on that. But I can definitely say that what is happening in the public eye is frankly, it's bread and circuses. It's meant to look good, nothing more.
Well, that I'll agree with you, except for the fact that anybody that has any understanding of the situation over there knows it doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, I think everyone knows it doesn't look good, except for the diehard Trump base. I don't think anyone thinks this looks good.
Exactly.
I do not.
I agree.
I do not count myself among the diehard Trump base. I count myself more than anything as a begrudging Republican. I don't fucking know, man. I hate titles. Anyway, off topic. The point that I wanted to ask you about, because I am curious to see what you think on this. If the diplomatic approach isn't working and the providing of arms and armament to Ukraine has reached this kind of stalled out point in the war, do you think that continually arming them is going to lead to a point where we can eventually have Russian forces fought to a stalemate where they will come to the table, or to a Ukrainian victory? Do you think that's possible?
I don't know if a Ukrainian victory is possible, but I 100% agree that a stalemate is possible. That's no question asked. I mean, hell, we're pretty much at a stalemate right now, and we're not providing probably 20% of the weaponry that we could be providing to Ukraine.
No, I agree with that. I think that fighting them to a stalemate is probably the only way that we get anyone to come to the table to speak on this. But I guess the thing that I'm wondering is, like, can Ukraine hold out any longer, even if we keep giving them ammunition and giving them weaponry? I think the issue is a manpower and a willpower thing. I think that we're going to see too many people die, and my reticence towards the continued U.S. support of Ukraine is, like, I think it's just going to be another 100,000 people into the grist mill for what?
For Ukrainian sovereignty, because the Ukrainians get to decide how much life they're willing to give up for their own sovereignty. Because I don't know about you or me or anybody else, but I have zero problem giving up United States lives in order to have United States sovereignty. And I don't believe that decision should be taken away from the United States by any other country outside of the people of the United States. And I know the majority of the people in the United States, regardless of what side of the aisle they're on, would die for this fucking country and keep this country within their sovereignty. Okay, so it is not your decision or Trump's decision or anybody else's fucking decision on how many Ukrainian lives die for Ukrainian sovereignty, because for a lot of them the correct answer is all of them if fucking necessary, and it is not our job to step in and decide how many of their lives are worth their sovereignty.
No, you know what? I like that argument. I agree with that. I think that that is an important thing to. I think that's an important thing to lead with. That we should not be presuming to know how much the Ukrainian people are willing to give. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth to think about it, but I understand that from the point of view of it being your own nation, that like I know I'm willing to die. I'm willing to die for America. I've signed up for it. Like I know what that's about. And so for me to presume to know what a Ukrainian feels about his nation or her nation, yeah, I agree with that.
You said you've served?
No, not. I have. So I've signed my billet. I've not shipped.
Okay, awesome. How many people do you think it's worth dying in the United States in order to stop us from becoming a Chinese territory?
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you that I think that every single person who signs up to serve has agreed that number is at least their life.
Exactly. And so taking that away and saying for some reason that the lives of Ukrainians is somehow like different, right? Like that they somehow
I agree with you.
Yeah, they're willing to die for their country just like people in the United States would be willing to die for their country. And I think that's always important. And saying that for some reason, oh, we need to stop their death, like from all sorts of stuff. Well, you know what? They're protecting their fucking country, and I think that's very important.
I like the idea of less Ukrainians dying, but at the end of the day, it's not for me to say that they need to stop sacrificing themselves for their nation's sovereignty.
100%. All right. Well, I'm past my time, so I'm going to get off the phone with you, but I hope you have a good day, all right?
Hey, don't let me keep you. Hey, Matt, it was a good talk. I've watched your stream a couple times before. Wanted to call in, and I guess I like to think that that this was one of the more pleasant conversations you've had tonight.
It was. Today was a shit show, though, so it was a low bar, to be completely honest with you. But but hope you have a good one, all right, man? Yeah, it was a pretty low bar. Tonight's been kind of a wild one. All right, y'all. All right, let me go through a few super chats real quick. I really appreciate that. Jen, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, in the 80s and 90s, we hated Russia. What the fuck happened? I don't really know. I don't know when we moved over to the Russian simping thing. Very strange. But yeah, very, very well said. Reagan would be rolling in his grave. Lieutenant Mako said, report the stream for curse words. I'm a Trumpy. Well, of course you're a Trumpy. Only Trumpies would be reporting lives like little bitches. Okay, I said it now. If you report lives, you're a sad, sad, sad human being. Get a fucking life. Dick Shalapi says, U.S. support Ukraine and make more South Park episodes. I got to catch up on the new South Park episode. I haven't gotten to that one yet. I heard there's a new one that came out, I think yesterday, but they've been going off. I'm loving it. It's freaking amazing. No bingos. I don't think we had any bingos tonight. I didn't see anything there, so that's okay. I'll be back on Saturday after my fantasy football draft. So I'll see you guys then. Yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Maybe I think we'll do some bingo this weekend too. So if you're a sub, if you're a paid sub or subscriber, make sure you join the Discord and get in there so you can make sure you're there ahead of bingo night bingo day on Saturday. All right. All right. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful one. Bye. See you guys later. Sorry, this guy just said reported again. Sorry, I had to put that up real quick. That was funny.